Good evening and thanks for joining us on your Monday. I'm Sophie Erber. A South Dakota pork processing plant is paying a fine tonight of more than $13,000. This after complaints that it failed to protect its workers from COVID-19. We have the latest details now in our top story at 5. Federal safety regulators and Smithfield Foods have reached an agreement. They're settling a contested citation of the company's coronavirus safety measures, this during a massive outbreak there last year. The company will develop a plan to prevent infectious diseases at meatpacking plants nationwide and pay a $13,500 fine. The Sioux Falls plant was one of the nation's worst COVID-19 hotspots during the earliest days of the pandemic. By June 16th of 2020, 4 workers were dead and nearly 1,300 had tested positive for the virus. The Virginia-based company has defended its actions and has admitted no wrongdoing. Meanwhile, the city of North Sioux City will soon be expanding. City officials there partnered up with Graham Field to expand the local airport and also to build a new commercial, industrial, and residential property. The first phase of that deal entails a 439-acre purchase from Graham Field for more than $13 million. The expansion will include a new hangar and a longer runway that caters to the most private and commercial airliners. Coming up tonight at 10, KCAU 9's Jason Toktagian explains what else is in store for the future of North Sioux City. And Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts signed a proclamation today. It declares November Adoption Awareness Month statewide. Nebraska officials say adoptions have declined during the pandemic, and there have been 304 adoptions so far this year, with 360 in 2020. Officials say in the preceding 5 years, Nebraska logged more than 500 adoptions each of those years. Governor Ricketts adds that more than 600 Nebraska children tonight are waiting to be adopted.
I think the informal support networks at your church, in your neighborhood, at your schools, I think those are vitally important for adoptive families to ask the questions, how are people doing, what do they need, to come alongside families that might be struggling.
If you would like to learn more about adoption in the state of Nebraska, you're asked to visit our website right now at SiouxlandProud.com, where you can check it out on the free KCAU 9 mobile news app. A baby and his mother are dead tonight after a crash in Dickinson County. The crash at the 120th Street and Highway 71 intersection on Saturday killed 29-year-old Mariah Nelson and her 1-year-old son. The Dickinson County Sheriff's Office says Nelson did not stop at a stop sign and her vehicle collided into another car. A 63-year-old man was driving. Nelson's 2 daughters, ages 5 and 6, were both injured and taken to Sanford Hospital in Sioux Falls. The man and his 58-year-old passenger were injured in that crash. President Joe Biden tonight has signed his $1 trillion infrastructure deal into law and right on the White House lawn. The president says he hopes to use the law to build back his popularity, which has taken a hit amid rising inflation and inability to fully shake off the public health and economic risks of COVID-19.
I ran for president believing it was time to rebuild the backbone of this nation, which I characterize as working people in the middle class. They're the ones who built the country. And to rebuild the economy from the bottom up and the middle out. This law delivers on that long overdue promise, in my view. It creates better jobs.
Biden also promised people that, quote, your life is going to change for the better. One U.S. Congresswoman wants to legalize marijuana at the federal level and tax it just like alcohol and tobacco. Our Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson explains.
South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace wants to legalize marijuana at the federal level.
We have no federal framework for cannabis being legal in this country. It's sort of insane.
Past efforts have failed in Congress, but Mace says her bill is different because it gives states more control.
We want the federal government to stay out of it as much as possible and really let the states take the lead on what they've already been doing for 25 years.
Her state's Reform Act would not only legalize marijuana, but it would make it taxed like alcohol and tobacco.
I think the bill does the right thing in terms of treating cannabis like alcohol and putting it in the appropriate federal jurisdiction.
Under this legislation, those convicted on nonviolent cannabis charges would also have their records expunged.
It would allow those who are serving today that are strictly cannabis in federal prison for that they would be released.
Gary Hess says legalizing marijuana would help veterans like him suffering from PTSD.
this comes from a personal testament of someone who has struggled himself and has used the natural plant to facilitate recovery, stability, and post-traumatic growth.
While Republican support for legalization is growing, shortly after Mesa's press conference, the South Carolina Republican Party issued a statement opposing any effort to legalize marijuana. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson.
Time now to turn our attention to the Weather Department. Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson standing by for us. And Scott, depends really on where you were in Siouxland today, if you had a nice sort of fall day or a little bit chillier.
Exactly, Sophie. In Nebraska today, it felt pretty comfortable out there with highs in the 60s and 70s down toward Albion. But meanwhile, up around the Iowa Great Lakes, temperatures struggled. Only 40 in Esterville today, 43 in both Spencer and Sheldon. So again, a big widespread in temperatures. Sioux City was pretty much right in the middle at 51. Overnight low temperatures should be in the 30s for most, expecting to see a low of 36 in Sioux City. Well, we warm up a lot tomorrow with a high of 71 expected in Sioux City, but this time of year, what goes up must come down, and a tremendous cool down is also expected with a strong breeze. We'll have much more, including if there's a chance of rain or snow with that, coming up in the 9 on 9 forecast. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Scott. 95 Siouxland organizations participated in the Big Give, which managed to raise more than $190,000 for nonprofit organizations. Representatives from those nonprofit groups came to the Tyson Event Center to collect their big checks today. Kelly Erie is the public relations volunteer manager of the Siouxland Humane Society, and she says she's thankful for Siouxland's helpful community.
This truly means a lot to the Siouxland Humane Society. It truly means a lot to all the nonprofit organizations out there. It just shows what kind of community that we live in and the support and the love, and we cannot say thank you enough to all of our supporters.
Erie says she plans to use the money to purchase a new service vehicle, which will help the Humane Society transfer all those pets. Holiday shoppers in Le Mars can save some money and help out a local cause. The Le Mars Chamber of Commerce offers up a coupon book that Siouxlanders can buy for $5. That money goes towards local nonprofit organizations, and Siouxlanders can, of course, use those coupons to save big on holiday shopping. Lori French is the Main Street director at the Chamber of Commerce there, and she says it's a great way to get the whole community involved.
We love that. Le Mars is full of merriment and blessings right now, and this is a great way for people to come downtown and check out all of our great stores.
Those coupons are available now through December 11th. Exercise and self-care are important to maintaining a healthy lifestyle, but with a global pandemic and life often just getting in the way, how do we stay accountable? With more, here's ABC News' Faith Abube.
It's a well-known fact that regular exercise has many positive effects on your brain and body. But you don't have to be a professional athlete or even a regular at the gym to feel the benefits. Dr. Freitz, clinical assistant professor at Harvard Medical School, provides a framework that helps make exercise part of your day rather than yet another task with a few easy tips. She recommends planning a time that consistently works on your schedule. For some, that could mean exercising early to start off the day. For others, working out later with a friend so that it's also social time. Other helpful tips include waiting 3 hours after a large meal and an hour after a snack, drinking water, and getting at least 7 hours of sleep a night. So try not to get discouraged, because even 5 minutes of exercise counts towards the 150-minute weekly goal. With this Medical Minute, I'm Faith Abube, ABC News.
November is also Native American Heritage Month. You'll see how one woman is honoring her heritage and why her identity is hard for some to understand, coming up in about 10 minutes.
And a terrific Tuesday is coming our way. High temperatures in the 60s and 70s for tomorrow afternoon. After that, it becomes windy and cooler. We'll talk about if there are any rain or snow chances in our future in the 9 on 9 forecast. That's right after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
You normally see us weeknights on KCAU 9.
But right now we're here to share something really special to the both of us.
And that's getting vaccinated against COVID-19. It's available and it's free.
And health experts say it'll help us quickly get back to the way things used to be.
Getting back to doing things like traveling, seeing our families, and going to live events.
So we can do this. Please get vaccinated.
It's time we return back to life as normal.
This important health message is brought to you by Siouxland Community Health Center.
Thanks for sticking with us. You're giving us a beautiful scene right behind us here. Sunset.
I'll try to move a little bit. Can you see it now?
Over downtown Sioux City. The clouds that mixed into most parts of Siouxland today actually making that even more beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful scene out there, Sophie, and we'll see some more sunshine even as we get into our Tuesday tomorrow. Coupled with that, some more warmth as it looks like highs will top out in the 60s and 70s on Tuesday. There's that live view outside from the Port Neal Welding Company camera from the Ho-Chunk Center. You can see the oranges and reds on the horizon. Really a nice one. Here's the almanac for today. It shows that our high temperature was able to lift just a little bit above average. The normal high is 47. The normal low is 25. And this morning we fell just below the freezing point at 31 degrees. Here's a look at our current temperatures. You can see that we're on the cusp of some more warmth. We have a warm front which is going to be traveling through Siouxland tonight. That's going to usher in some of those 60s and 70s that you currently see in western. Low temperature of 36. Tomorrow we're on track for a high of 71. A beautiful day. Southerly winds sustained between 10 and 20 miles per hour. The record high temperature for tomorrow in Sioux City is 75 degrees. That was set 20 years ago in 2001. So we are going to be in the ballpark of the record high, but I think that we'll probably fall just a little bit short. Here's a check of our 9-on-9 forecast. It shows that we will cool things off as we head into Wednesday. Again, that potential for a few sprinkles in the morning as that cold front slices through. After that, we calm things down with sunny skies, a high of 39 degrees on Thursday. So again, becoming chillier here later this week. Friday, we look to lift the temperature back up to 49, 51 on Saturday. And in the extended forecast, it looks like we'll have some more cloud cover and high temperatures in the 30s as we move toward Thanksgiving Day happening next Thursday. Send in your weather pictures to us. weather@kcautv.com is the email address that you want to put those to. And we'll send you a form, fill it out, send it back, and we'll show your pictures on the air.
Just to put it into perspective, we really are spoiled with this weather. You just reminded us Thanksgiving is essentially a week and a half away.
Right,
we should be seeing colder temperatures.
Yeah, we should be, but yeah, we'll have to enjoy those 60s and 70s tomorrow for sure.
All right, I will. Thanks a lot, Scott. Well, what do you do with your own food scraps? We're taking a closer look coming up soon at a solution that blends technology. That's in about 8 minutes. But first, a young woman on TikTok tonight is trying to educate her followers about what it means to be Afro-Indigenous, how she's responding now to negativity from others about her own identity. Coming up next. Welcome back. November is Native American Heritage Month, but those who identify as Afro-Indigenous are often left out of that conversation. One New York activist and TikTok star is using her platforms to educate followers about what it means to be Black and Indigenous. ABC's Morgan Norwood has that story.
Martha's Vineyard is known for being a popular summer colony. Kara Smith grew up going there, but it wasn't for the vacation, rather something even more valuable.
Just really touching where your ancestors are from.
Kara is a member of the Chappaquiddick Wampanoag tribe from Chappaquiddick Island on Martha's Vineyard. But there's another part of her identity, one she frequently shares with her tens of thousands of followers on TikTok and Instagram.
Stop scrolling for a second to learn about the Chappaquiddick Wampanoag.
I identify as Afro-Indigenous.
But despite the millions of views and even published writings, her identity wasn't always well received or understood.
I do get comments from a lot of people, I think, in like the Black community that sometimes think I'm trying to disown or like separate myself from my Blackness, and that's definitely not the case.
Even growing up, Kara pushed beyond the box that many tried to keep her in.
I did have a cousin a long time ago say that I was too dark to be Native, but a lot of people in the Indigenous community, I will say, are so supportive.
And that's partly due to her activism on social media, boldly challenging the stereotypes and those begging for her to prove her Native identity.
You don't need to be visibly Indigenous.
There are more than 269,000 Americans who identify as Afro-Indigenous. The identity itself harbors a shared experience of disempowerment due to European colonization, with many people on the Eastern Woodlands having a significant degree of African American ancestry.
On Martha's Vineyard, there were a lot of actually like safe havens for slaves that escaped north. And there were a lot of people that helped people in the Black community from our tribe.
What do you want people to know about being Black and Indigenous?
No one group is a monolith. And I think that extends beyond me and my identity.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
There's a new kitchen appliance that turns your food waste into dirt, and all in 24 hours. You'll see how it works and where you can find it if you want it next. In your kitchen, you might have a dishwasher, something like a microwave and a toaster, but if one startup has their way, soon you'll no longer be scraping dishes into a trash can, but into an appliance that turns those food scraps into dirt overnight. Rich DeMuro explains how it all works.
We've got an apple.
Yes, yeah, even the core.
With the core.
Yep.
Food scraps may never have to go into the trash ever again.
Now this I had for breakfast. This was my avocado.
No pit.
No
You're
pit.
good to go. Yep.
Okay.
Thanks to a new appliance that turns them into dirt.
Now this, come on, there's no way.
Yeah, it'll totally work.
It's called the Lomi from sustainable product company Pila.
It was a crazy idea 3 years ago.
Matt Bertulli is CEO.
Food waste is a huge climate problem. Food in landfills just produces methane. Methane is like lighter fluid for the atmosphere. It's terrible.
The kitchen composter is pretty simple.
There's a removable bucket on the inside.
Just fill it up with the food you might typically toss into the trash.
Let's put the rest of this
in.
in.
Yeah, let's throw it in.
Okay,
yeah.
The rest. Now, no plastic bag.
No
though,
plastic.
Okay?
No.
It works with many items that will naturally break down, like bits of fruit, veggie peels, coffee grounds, and even some paper.
The machine itself has a bunch of sensors and software in it, right? That's monitoring humidity, heat, oxygen, so that we can kind of like design the environment for a breakdown.
Add some water and a special tablet loaded with bacteria to help jumpstart the process.
You turn it on when you go to sleep, kind of what you do with your dishwasher. And then while it's running, effectively it's taking all that and it's turning it into usable dirt.
Once inside, scraps are agitated, heated, and more. The $500 machine has just one button to select a cycle that lasts between 4 and 20 hours. Here's what the scraps we put in look like after a night of processing. Compost ready to be tossed into a flower bed or garden.
It's getting it to a place where it can be added into existing environments, and that's keeping it at a landfill, and that's a huge win.
Take a live look outside right now. A beautiful sunset over downtown Sioux City. Don't go away. Scott returns just after this break with one more check on your forecast. And before we wrap up here at 5, let's check in now with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, Sophie. Good to be back with you this week. Coming up at 6, a panel of South Dakota lawmakers is proceeding with plans to ask for that subpoena, I should say, associated with documents related to a daughter of Governor Kristi Noem. Coming up at 6, find out what the committee wants to see and what could be next for the governor. Also ahead to half an hour, a 16-year-old South Dakota football player who earlier this season took the field for her first football game has now earned special state recognition. After World News, find out what it is and how she's reacting to the news. Also, the field for this year's NAIA National Volleyball Championship has been set. Find out who's on the grid and who could end up in Sioux City playing for a title. That's in sports as well. All ahead at 6.
Exciting stuff. We'll see you then. And you don't need good weather for a sport like indoor volleyball, but boy, does it feel amazing outside, at least to me today, and more of the same tomorrow. So enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, more often than not, when the volleyball folks come to town, we get a snowstorm. That's usually kind of what occurs here in Siouxland. Tonight we'll have partly cloudy skies and a low temperature of 36. Tomorrow appears to be a beautiful day with a high of 71, pretty close to the record high temperature of 75 set back in 2001. In Sioux City. It doesn't last for very long. Windy conditions on Wednesday with a couple of passing morning sprinkles and a high of 47. Just 39 on Thursday, but we will have some recovery for the weekend. Looks like Saturday and Sunday should be some seasonal fall days with highs in the 40s and 50s.
Some of those sun-aided thermometers tomorrow might get that record.
We'll have to see.
Thanks, Scott. We'll see you at 6. Good night.